Eric Bergstrom here with Marinette Marines head coach Andy Walters. What were the keys to last week's big homecoming win against Clintonville?
Well, one of the major things was that we were able to put all facets of the game together for 4 quarters, special teams, offense, and defense. We did a good job of executing the game plan. It was nice because we were able to be effective running the ball, and we didn't have to kind of go into our grab bag of different things. Just do what we do and run our base plays, and we were able to have success doing that.
How nice was it? You were in control most of that game, and towards the end, you had a comfortable lead. How nice was it to get some kids who don't usually get playing time in there, and to see them make really good plays? I mean, one of the plays, Thomas Wyrick, he jumped that route and had that interception return. That was great to see.
Yeah, Thomas is one of those guys. He's a senior for us. He's been at every workout. He committed his time to this program. He works his butt off all week. He's one of those guys that he understands his role on this football team, and he understands also that his role is just as important as everyone else's. And he's one of those guys that gives us great looks on the scout team all week long. And, when he does get his chance to play, he got his opportunity to play, and he made a big play for us. That's awesome to see.
It sure is. As this season comes to an end, what do you think you're going to remember most about this year's version of the Marinette Marines football?
I think the thing you remember the most always is the seniors. This was just like always. It's a great group of kids, and it's difficult to see those guys go. It's more than just these are our football players. There's personal relationships that we build with these kids that I believe are lifelong relationships, and I think that these kids really understand that playing football is something bigger than them just themselves. It's the total ultimate team game, and those guys have really bought into that. We don't have any I guys. I think that one thing that they've really demonstrated is it's about we. And we're at where we're at right now, and we've done the things that we've done, or haven't done the things that we want to do because of we and not because of certain individuals.
One of the things I really appreciate about you and your coaching staff, and I think your players do as well, is you're not just teaching them about football. I think football, you and football in general, teaches life lessons as well. Do you agree?
You bet. And I think that's the most important thing. That whatever happens, in the wins and loss columns, making sure that these kids are leaving our program with the tools to become successful people. And these kids are demonstrating that. Now they have to. These seniors have to carry that into their lives beyond football here.
Like I said, you and your coaches, you taught your team many lessons this year. What do you think your players have taught you this year?
A lot of things. I think resiliency is one thing that we've had this year. Things haven't worked out the way that we've expected them to or wanted them to, but to be able to move on and kind of leave things in the past and move on to the next game or our next goal is something that we really had to focus on this year, as a staff.
As we go into the off season after this game, not looking past this game, but looking into the off season, what do you think the fans are going to have to look forward to next year?
Well, we have a lot of young kids that were on the field for us, this year. That we're excited to have come back, and a lot of young kids that weren't on the field for us this year or were playing, maybe they weren't starting roles but backup roles for us and special teams that we're excited, to see how they develop in the off season and how they can help us next year.
And there's the JV players as well. Have you had a chance to see many of those players in action?
Yeah, when they're at home, I'm able to watch them play, and we're really excited about that group. The most important thing is, that they're doing a pretty dang good job. But they have to realize that everyone else is going to be working harder too. So, they can't just feel like, we can put it on cruise control, because that's not how it works, and that's not how it's going to work when they get to varsity. Everyone works their butts off, and they're going to have to work their butts off too. And hopefully, they have some big goals for themselves.
Definitely right. So this week you take on Luxembourg Casco. What do they bring to the table?
A huge offensive line.
Oh, great.
They run the ball well, and that's because they have the strength of their team is their offensive line. They got some big kids up there. Not only are they big, but they get off the ball well and they're physical, and they got a real good back in Seth Peters, who I compare to the kid from Freedom. Those kids have been trading off week to week as far as leading rushers in the league, and that Seth Peters, he's a good athlete. He's got a good line to run behind.
All right. So on offense, what are you going to have to do to be successful?
Again, we have to run the ball. We're playing a good football team, so we have to be able to run the ball and keep the ball out of their hands. And also we have to be able to give our offense good field position by doing well on special